Phew. I really thought for a minute there that we weren't going to make it, but we did it. Hello and happy Wednesday. I didn't remember what day it was.
I'm an arts and crafts master.
No worries,
Why
Kat.
did I always have this glue gun stuck to my arm? Ugh.
Not going to lie, I am glad I found the channel. I love this community. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Connie. That's so sweet. Nightbot, you know what? I was saying this before. I should have, when at the very end of last month, Twitch made subs, like, actually on sale. Or gift subs, I should say. I should have gifted Nightbot, like, a year's worth of subs. Just to make it, you know, like, while it was discounted. Nightbot. But Connie, thank you so much for the 2-month resub. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you enjoy your emotes, your little flower pot, your ad-free viewing, and the new leaf that you have grown. Welcome back. How is everyone? I am proud of myself. I went ahead and I got all of the pictures done and edited for the sale, which is spectacular, except for the ones that I'm still working on, which is fine. But like, yay. It did. It did. I got my cross-stitch magazines.
I'm an arts and crafts master. Why do you think I always have this glue gun
Cat.
stuck to my arm? Ugh.
Thank you for gifting that sub to Nightbot. Success. Lazy Nightbot. Woo woo. Woo woo. Louise, thank you for the 5 bits. We do, yeah. Like, I still get the same percentage on gifted subs. So. Yeah. Where is... Okay. No worries, love you! Oh, a hype train is near. That's okay, we're just ramping up. Oh, goodness. I had a very snuggly kitty today. It was very sweet. I just realized that you can't really see my crafty octopus super well on my camera. I love this shirt. Like, it's so cute. That's what I need. I need 8 arms. If I had 8 arms, I could do all the crafts at once, and it would just be, like, perfect. I'm gonna make a little flame, and then this will be done until the safety eyes arrive. Of course! Of course, when I had looked at the Amazon estimated shipping, I didn't realize that I had to order the eyes like before stream ended for them to get here on Thursday. So now they're due to get here on Friday, which means that it's gonna be like the very... It'll have to get posted like the day of the sale, which is fine. It's whatever. Oh no. Oh, that's frustrating. Hi, Kayla. I'm good. How are you? Okay. Do you not have a role? Is that what you're saying? Oh no, that's fine. Here, I will real quickly. There you go. Just make sure that you change your username so that, or change your nickname rather, in the server. That way we know who's who. Finish the second half of your lunch wrap. Ooh. Delish. I was snuggling with Artemis earlier. We'll see. I'm sure that that is not enough time. Oh, really? Scratchy, scratchy. Gotta get those nails perfect. Guy who likes our channel. Oh my god. Was the guy that you dated nice? Do you remember the little brother? Either way, amazing. Okay, that's... Evidently my allergies have just arrived and they're like, hello, I am here, prepare to suffer. Didn't realize it was him. That's funny. Did Taylor realize or no? I hope she has a nice time. James gets his stitches out tomorrow, which is exciting. I feel bad because he hasn't been able to put anything other than the polysporine on the cut. And he has eczema, and so his face around that area is like all red and irritated because he hasn't been able to put anything on it. So I'm sure that will feel good when he's able to. Awesome. Thanks so much, Louise. I appreciate it. Oh gosh, sorry about that. No worries. So that photo doesn't look good. There's a screenshot. Oh my god. That's an unusual surname. Yeah, those of us with unique last names really can't hide. Alright, we have a little tiny flame. I was supposed to be asking you all while I was doing this, what we should make today. What our scrappy friend should be. I forgot. That actually looks really good. Okay, wait, the shape looks really good. I didn't write it down, but I know what I did, so I'm gonna write it down really fast. I wrote down the first 3 rows, and then I didn't write down the last. I got a lot done today. Already. I went ahead, I posted on Instagram. I was like, yes, go me. I photographed. Hey Bandit, I'm good. How are you? I photographed all of the finished friends for the sale. I got an invoice together. I edited all the pictures for the friend sale on Friday. So like, they're done. Except for, they have to get uploaded to the website and then the description's added. But like, progress. Progress is being made. So I'll take it. That's gonna... That candle flame makes this so much better. Like, just so much better. It doesn't suck anymore. See, this is one of those things, like when you're working on a project, there are times when you're looking at it and you're like, wow, this is absolutely trash. Like, this is the worst thing I've ever made. And either you undo it or you just keep going, and next thing you know, you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. Look at that. Exactly, Bandit. That's awesome, Georgina. That's you all the time while drawing. I feel like that's a lot of how creative people work. It's, can I get past this level of crap I'm looking at right now? And then all of a sudden it comes together and you're like, yes. Okay. So here are the scraps we have left. I also added some stitches to this friend, and I think it makes them so much better. I just can't quite decide if it's okay to put one here because it's like, you know. So also I didn't go around this one, but should I maybe just do like back stitching around it? Like not the long stitches this way, but just like a line. Teal, coral, and sage. Like these colors. Oh, that's right. We were talking about possibly doing like an octopus or like a jellyfish and just having it be however, like, just grabbing different colors. We could see the way that I want to, wait, hold on, hear me out. What if we did this color octopus? Okay. This like navy blue. It's a very, very dark navy, almost black. And then what if each of like the tentacles, like we did a rainbow? I don't know. That might not look like if we did. Like this. It would be a jellyfish. But like, OMG, yes. All the tiny yarn balls, I know, it's so fun. So like it would be like that. Because I couldn't really... Yeah, it would be a jellyfish, just because then we would be able to make different... Like, we could even put in some of, you know, this one here, which has, like, several colors. Oh, God. I don't know. Maybe not. That wouldn't work. What do we think? Jellyfish sound good? Hi, Maggie. D20 roll. Alrighty. Would the jellyfish be like an ornament since it can't stand on its own? Kind of. Hold on. Yeah. 13. You rolled a 13. Oh, hold on. Actually. Trying not to bother the cat. So, like, here's my octopus. Right? This is my octopus pattern. The jellyfish is similar, except that it's smaller. And not all of the limbs will be like this, just because some of them are going to be short, so they might be just like straight, oh, everyone, like, where are all of the things I made? They're all over by my photo station because I was photographing. But some of the limbs will be like long and skinny like that instead of curlicue. Some might just be like a string, like attached. I made a jellyfish once before. I can actually, I'll grab a link. Thanks for the lurk. I appreciate it. There we go. So like now the jellyfish, it can sit up. Like you can kind of splay it out and it will sit up. You can do the same thing with the jellyfish if you wanted. But you could also, if you wanted to, like I could include a little strand of yarn, so like you could attach it if you wanted to like hang it from something. That's absolutely possible too. So that's the difference, the jellyfish and the octopus. They can also do fun things like this. Oh, you can't see that. So they can definitely like pose and sit places. I did a whole like Instagram story way back in the day with the 2 jellyfish that I kept because I love them so much. Or octopus, I'm sorry, the 2 octopus creations I kept. And they did everything from knitting, like their little arms held knitting needles. There were, with like the remote control and like a half-eaten Cheez-It, like in bed. They're like, they did a whole thing. Wait. It's the same guy or it's the brother? It's the same guy you dated or it's his brother? Hold on. It's the brother. Okay. I was going to say if it's the exact same guy, like... Could you imagine? Well, so, yeah, if you look at the jellyfish, there were some that were, like... They were just chains with, like, some strands, and... You know, jellyfish kind of have different looking... Like, they don't necessarily have... like spiral tentacles or like they kind of have a bunch of different appendages, so yeah, we're gonna have fun with this. It's gonna be good. "13 years ago? Oh my gosh. That's fantastic. Yeah, I'm sure Georgina's already typing an answer, but... it's basically like... It's a UK thing. And it's like a signature or like kisses at the end of a message. Like an affection thing. Either that or, you know, they're just saying some naughty things. They're just getting bleeped out. At the end of every message, Georgina just sends like an expletive. I don't censor my naughty words, I swear, like a proud woman. As you should. I will also have enough that we can do a coral, sage, and teal something too. And the jellyfish hopefully shouldn't take too long. So. Ooh, nice. That's always great. The amount of times that I've just like given up on finding a crochet hook or tapestry needles and I'm like, forget it, I'm just ordering another one. My little yellow yarn, are you doing these as amigurumi magic circles or a different way? I am. They are amigurumi. And in the round, this yellow string is my running stitch marker. So instead of having to move a stitch marker at the end of every round, I just flop this yarn over and it keeps track of where the start and ends of my rounds are. Hold on. Yeah. And it's really helpful like when I'm designing patterns, because if I hate how something looks, I can see where my rows started and ended, and so I can frog back several rows and then edit the things that I need to, or, you know, make changes without having to be like, I don't remember where this is because I took the stitch marker out. It's very handy. And I just use like scrap yarn that I have from when I weave ends in on things. So I usually have something nearby that's like a contrasting color. That's my other tip, is that you don't want to use one that's the same color or similar in color to the yarn you're working with, because if you're not paying attention, like I sometimes, you know, forget to do, you're gonna be in trouble. You'll just be going around and around and around and go, wait, where, when, how? I'm trying to read what the heck I did. With this jellyfish. Yeah. You should give it a try. See, what I'm confused by oh, did I not? Okay. I see. So I wrote down what I did. This is one problem when you design your own stuff. I wrote down what I did, but I didn't write down what I did for the wavy bits. Like how many stitches I put in one spot to make the little wave around like the bottom. Okay. That's fine, we'll figure it out. No one panic. Oops. Yeah, part of me thinks that I might have done a something similar. I remember talking about the little blep ice cream cone that I have. I remember showing that to you all. And I think that I did something similar with the ruffle, but I think that I did it just a little bit differently. I don't remember. I don't remember how. I could probably go and look through, like, my VODs and find it. Huh. I just noticed that my VODs are being uploaded to private instead of... Okay, I'll have to edit that. I only have like a week's worth of VODs uploaded onto my YouTube channel that are all private. Yeah, can't see those videos. Color Adora, welcome in. If I said your name wrong, please let me know. But welcome. Making Christmas tree earrings? Aw, that's fun. Oh no. It's fine. No one panic. Maybe panic a little bit. The way that I thought you meant like COVID or something, Allie, I can't. I was so confused. Oh, goodness me. But yes, winter holidays are fast approaching. Hello, welcome in, Raiders! I'm just fighting with my yarn. Welcome in. My name is Megan. I am a neurodivergent variety streamer. I mostly cross-stitch, crochet, and knit. I use she, her pronouns, and today we are working on a little multicolor scrap yarn jellyfish. So we are making this very cool navy dark blue jellyfish body, and then we're going to have rainbow tentacles. But welcome in. Let me know what you were up to in your stream today. Oh my goodness! Back to back! Welcome in, everyone! You did crochet too? What were you working on? Good evening! And 2 brand new people. Thank you so much. Oh, you multi-streamed together? That's fun. So I'm guessing you were also doing some fiber arts? But welcome in to any raiders. My name is Megan, and today we are working on this little scrap jellyfish. I have been working on little scrap monsters for our October sale, and yeah, sale's this Friday. I'm excited. We've made a bunch of little scrap monsters out of this scrap cotton I have. I've had this yarn for a really long time, and I just kind of wanted to repurpose it, you know, make something new. And not... Thank you for the follow, by the way. Welcome into the moat. We are so glad to have you. Now, we do have a raid video. You made a dog! Just the tail is missing. Amazing. We have a raid video to welcome all our raiders. I hope that you all enjoy it. If so, consider following and hanging out for a bit. If you need to raid and run and do some post-stream self-care, please make sure you do that. I understand completely. But if you're able to hang out, of course, we love to have you. I will be back right after this. That's the wrong button. I'm in the... I'm a professional. What are you talking about? Okay, enjoy. Bye. Say hello to everyone. Say hi. Hi, I'm Megan, and welcome to my stream. We have cats in hats. Dear diary. Dear diary. I dressed as an orange for you. It worked. You're so cute. I can't. Love your face. Nailed it first try. And welcome to my birthday stream.
Less than 3,333,333,333,333. Love my family at the moat.
Artemis is staring into your soul right now. Y'all, look it. You're getting so much maple silliness. Oh, you like the lesbian? Enjoy this video. If you do, make sure you hit that follow button. So, raiders and friends of the moat, I have a question, and that is, are you ready for some shenanigans? /in chat if you are. I'm so sparkly! I'm so sparkly. Allison. Allison. Allison, you awoke her. Cat butt. Do you think... You know what's funny is that I was in here and I gave you so much attention. Can you say hi to the raiders? Say hello, my name's Artemis. I am baby. I am sweet baby girl. See, I was doing a snooze on my heated mat, and then now I am here. You knocked my yarn off my desk, little miss. So I pushed the wrong buttons today. It's become quite a catastrophe. Ha! Get it? A catastrophe. Never mind. Anyway, welcome in to everyone. It is wonderful to have you. Do you think that you could lie down here? You think a catastrophe? If you like things like that, you're in for an absolute wonderful time here. Don't worry. You know what it was? It's the fact that I typed on my keyboard and she was like, ooh, we're typing? I am an excellent typer. Such a brat. I love you so much. Okay. That is set and fixed. Beautiful. Hi, Rack. How are you? Good to see you. She's leaning on my hand now. Here's what I'm gonna do, okay? I'll put the keyboard over there. I'm gonna put my hand under your head, okay? And Mommy's gonna keep crafting. All right, you can keep us company. I mean, she got to sit on my lap because I was working on editing pictures earlier today. So why why do you need more attention? Chaos is the guardian of the creative people. It's true. It's absolutely true. And speaking of, there's our dog. Okay. 'Cause cat, that's why. You're not wrong. Oh yeah. No. Sit right there. Yeah, see? Isn't my arm moving kind of like getting pet? Yeah, you can definitely just sit and relax. Yeah, just like that. Oh my god, her little fang is on... Her little fang is on my arm, because like she's resting her head on it. Hi James, thank you for the bits. Curled up at the foot of the bed. Oh, so sweet. Hi Coyote, welcome. Good to see you all, friends. Only here for a bit. No worries. No worries. Trust me. I very genuinely appreciate people spending any amount of their time here. I appreciate lurkers. Y'all are the best. I appreciate you choosing my channel to lurk in, because that helps it's just nice to know that there are people here. I am working on a rainbow scrap jellyfish for our Scrappy Friends sale this Friday. Today's your day in the office, so you're missing your kitty. Oh. If I could reach my camera right now and change the angle on it, I would. I need like a stick with like a little tiny hand on it so that I can, when I have a cat on my lap and I can't. The sale is this Friday. You can actually see some of their pictures on my Instagram. I don't have an Instagram button, but my social media is on there. I have posted a couple of little scrappy buddies. I'm really enjoying them. I'm a worker lurker. Keep on making the cute things. Thank you.
I found my people.
Ginger Tink, welcome in. Thank you for that follow. I will continue to make little scrap friends, I think, throughout the year, because, I mean, I always have little odds and ends of yarn that aren't necessarily big enough for things. I used to just put them into a scrap blanket, but I think it could be kind of fun to make scrap friends instead, because, like, they're all super unique. Yeah. And I love that. Like, there won't ever be... Obviously, I've made jellyfish before. I've made little monsters before, but I'll never make the exact same one again. So I think that's kind of fun. Each one is unique. Off to bed. Have a wonderful night. Thank you again for the raid. 4 new friends. I stream Monday through Friday from 3 Eastern until 6. It is currently 5 to 4, so it's almost 4 p.m. So I hope to see you all back here again. She is watching very, very closely all of what I'm doing here. Also, I will not have enough of this dark navy yarn to finish the jellyfish body. So what do we think? What should the next color be? See you later. Why are you up? That's my straw, ma'am. That is my straw. Oh, you know what else I could do? Okay. Where are we at with stretch break? Okay. For new friends, I take the automated Twitch ads that they play every hour and I use it as a stretch break. So on our stretch break, I am going to look. I do have some actual like parts of these skeins still left. Like these were just from that blanket I was going to make that I didn't really want to continue with because I had learned a lot and I was never going to finish it. Ooh, actually, this is that color. But I do think that I have more of some of these skeins like in the closet. They're more full than this. So I can check on that. If not, I'll frog this back during our stretch break. So we can try and finish the jelly in the dark navy. Are you clicking things? Don't click things with your nose. Don't click things with your nose. The darker purple in the pile, that could be cute, yeah. Oh, Artie. A hairy baby. She is that indeed. Kitty! Artemis says, hello, I am here. Have absolutely no fear. Here it is. Yeah, she's quite content where she's at. You're a stinker? Huh? Yeah, you're a stinker. It's okay. I love you. What'd you hear? She says this is my row counter now. Thank you. Come on, let me see your face. Have an eye booger. Good girl. That's such a good girl. Portal Cat returns, yes. Yep. Okay, and it's bath time here. I wish to be where you are, mother, and nothing can... Yeah. She's like, I am here. Okay. Lurk for work. Thank you for the lurk. Much appreciated. Oh. It's okay. They don't need to see me and what I'm doing. They definitely want to watch you take a bath. It's cool. I'll use the little camera. And now she's biting my hook. Really? And a big yawn. Thank you. She knows what the people want. She says, I didn't have people for 4 years. I am going to just... My time has come. Pay attention to me, Mom. Look, it's your stick. Oh my gosh, it's the best. It's a stick. It's a stick. It's a stick. See you later, cat. I don't get them right away, she's like a toddler. She's over it. Yeah. I gotta brush your teeth again. I know you don't like it, but I have to. Hi, Minnie. If I ever need her to look at, like, the camera, this is how I do it. Right? Like, you ever need the pet to pay attention to a picture you want to take? Right? Just... Who texted me? Yeah. I think it might be about my food order. Let's see. Oh, word. What my word? Ma'am, I can't see. Okay, no, just that it's confirmed. Okay. That's fine. I am not out of the blue yarn yet. I've got one little bit left. And then on our stretch break, I will see if I have any more in my closet. And if not, we'll figure it out. I do have more black, so we could do that as well. I was thinking that it could be nice to have the really dark colors, so that way, like, these colors can really stand out. So if we don't, maybe we'll do black instead. Because then it would be like a dark gradient. It would get darker. Either that or maybe there's like a multicolor yarn. I agree, dark colors. We did, well, so all the bits are done. I haven't assembled it yet because the safety eyes aren't here yet. And evidently, when I looked at the fact that it was going to be here tomorrow, I didn't realize that I had to order by like the end of stream. And obviously I didn't order while I was streaming. So they're going to be here Friday. Hopefully early Friday and not late Friday, but the candle might not go live at the same time as the others. But we did finish, like, here's the little flame, and the flame honestly makes it, and then all these bits will be sewn down for, like, the drips and stuff like that. But, oh gosh, that flame made it work. Yeah, it just makes sense. Hi, Luna, how are you? Okay. I swear, are you going to lie down right now? I think that she just went. She's lying down now behind me, which means I'm going to go ahead and take my stretch break and go look for this yarn. And then she's going to climb back all over the desk again. Because I moved. And how very dare I? Just a quick update for anyone coming in. When Twitch plays their ads, I take a stretch break. It is a great time for you to take a stretch break, get a drink, get a snack, go to the bathroom, or just play Words on stream with us. And I will be back right afterwards. You won't miss any exciting, riveting moat content, because I'm going to be in my yarn closet, which I know might sound like riveting, amazing content, but you can't see it from where my setup is, so it's okay. All right, get to the end of this row. Hi, Belzy. I know, ad time, as soon as she, like, settles in. Every time. All right, made it to the end of the row before ads. I will be RB in about 4 minutes. Don't go too far. Hooray! Nicely done, everybody. Also, very important. An important decision is being made. Oh! I see. That's quite interesting. She said, psych. Those fake letters are tough, yeah. I never would have come up with baptize. Off to class. Have a good one, Rack. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, she's like, nah, never mind. I found this yarn, so we can keep going. Unless you like the idea of just using the scrap and making me have to figure it out. That's also valid. Because they are supposed to be scrap, not stash. I'm team scrap, but yeah, I like the stitch counter. I definitely find it to be helpful. Like, I use it to keep track of what round I'm on. Some people use it to keep track of their stitches. There's a bunch of different ways you can use it. All right. This is the deciding moment. Do I need to put it to a poll? Shall we put it to a poll to find out what we do? Okay. Yarn. Continue with the same color. Oh. Hold on. Use same color, because evidently that was too much before. Use same color, only use scraps. Hold on. Okay. There you go. Have a vote. Let me know what you would like for this jellyfish. Oh, how's that going, Georgina? The slipper boot. Scrap, 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 scrap. There we go. Oh, I see. Y'all are like, no. Forget that yarn that you found. I wish to see you suffer. So, Georgina, I know that you mean I know that you mean sole of the shoe like this. But I love that you said soul. Like my soul. I've made it past the soul, so it's all good from here on out. It's not wrong. I did ask. I did. I just expected more people to be like, no, make it all one color. And y'all are like, what if you didn't? And I see you. I should know. My chat chooses chaos. I understand. We're about halfway through the poll. A little more than halfway. Make sure you have a vote. Make your voice heard. This is going to be a jellyfish, and it will have rainbow tentacles from our pretty rainbow colors. Right now it has like a dark navy top And I'm trying to decide if I get to use the same color. Oh, y'all are saying absolutely not. 2 people were like, same color, and the rest are just like, no. Supper. I mean, honestly, I say that, but if I didn't actually want to do that, I wouldn't have asked. So, don't worry. We did. We're just waiting now for the safety eyes. I did make the little candle top. And I think that the candle bit... Hold on. I think that the little candle, the little flame really makes it. And it will look really good when that eye gets here. Oh, you know why? Because my chat still said, or my title still says spooky candle making. Scrap jellyfish time. And you all said scraps only. Alright, on to black then. I think it will look really cool. I agree. Alright, so I'm switching to black.
I found my people.
Dusk Orange, thank you for that follow. Welcome in. It's so funny how just adding the flame made me like it so much more. I'm like, yes, this is exactly what it was supposed to be now. I really thought I was going to have enough of this blue yarn. Wah, wah, wah. This will still look really cool though. Maybe ooh. Okay, wait. I was trying to think how I would do stitches on this, right? Like how I did the stitches here. What if I did the stitches white? So that they would show up on the dark color. Make it glow in the dark. That's it. That's the one. I like that idea, me too. See, but here's the thing, is that if you're enjoying it, it doesn't matter if it looks the exact same as anyone else's. Because I can tell you when I started, my work looks nothing like it does now. I have a post that I like to share because I think people a lot of times see people on the internet doing things and doing them well and they're instantly like discouraged or, oh, I can't do it that good, so why should I bother? We all start that way. Nothing wrong with that. The only way to get better or get more consistent or whatever is just to keep going. Now, if you're not enjoying the craft, don't force yourself. I know people who are like, well, I have to keep going because I started. No. No. Don't worry if you don't like it. You can stop. But if you're enjoying it, then keep going. I agree. soothing to watch. Yeah, see, now that's fine if you just want to like hang out and watch because you enjoy, like, that's cool. I'm not going to be like, go crochet. But I don't want anyone to ever look at what I'm doing and be like, well, I can't do it like that, so I'm not going to bother, because that would break my heart. I want people to see what I'm doing and be like, I want to try it. Just know that we all start as beginners. Used to use YouTube crocheters to help you fall asleep. It's very soothing. You know what I also really like is the sound of knitting needles. I find that, like the metal knitting needles. If you all would like a little ASMR, I can do that. If you would like me to knit around, or a row, rather. I don't knit or crochet. I'm here for the community. Oh, yay. Definitely inspiring, not discouraging. Good. Okay. And spend money learning. Oh my god. Yeah. How many of us are like, I'm gonna get that now? Someone shares something and we're all like, oh my gosh. All different than it was. And it's a complete, yep. I hate when you, like, that was part of the reason why I took this blanket apart that I have all these scraps from, is because things like my tension changed, and I didn't like, I know that this might not seem like large gaps, but to me these were very large gaps. A lot of the blankets I had growing up had very, very tiny ones. Like you couldn't, you know, it wasn't like this. And so I was just like frustrated, and I was like, no, I don't want to keep working on it. So I definitely understand picking something back up and being like, well, like, I'm not doing this the same anymore. Oh, nice, Belzy. Why would you have chainmail kits, Georgina? I don't know, where you would have seen chainmail. Nope. Whistles innocently. So much fun, but you found it fiddly. It can be. I can definitely agree with that. And sometimes it gets frustrating because of that. Rings all over the room. Yeah. What kind of safety eyes are we thinking? Otherwise blisters. Not allowed another big craft until I get through some of my current stash. Not me just like adding to mine. Oh, those magazines were so... I've got so many projects. The only way I'm gonna do them all is if I live forever, which I would be cool with. Bring it on. I think it's because of the... They are. Although, it's funny, some patterns I'm like looking at and I think, I'm going to change you a little bit. I'm going to make you not so angular. round out the things a little more, you know. It's fine. Would I really be making something if I didn't change some stuff? Having a buy one, get one for a penny. But I'm not allowed to buy any more fabric until you finish the 2 quilt tops you've already started. Yeah, it's I have a lot of fabric too, and I don't sew nearly as much as I should or like want to, I guess. I have so many things I want to do all the time. I know these blue eyes normal. I almost ordered more of these colored eyes the other day when I put in an order, and I literally stopped myself. And I was like, why would you do this? Every time that you make something with these eyes, it looks like it's really seen some, and no one ever buys it. Like, I'm pretty sure that that's the only ornament buddy left. Do I still have that, or did it sell? I don't know. I think it sold. Maybe. Yeah, it did sell. That's what I thought. But like, no one likes the this color. Can you give it eyelids? I could. I keep forgetting the put it together step. Collecting supplies is an entirely different hobby than making things. I feel like the yellow eyes are less intensely staring into your soul. Do we like the yellow ones? Do you like the yellow or the blue? I also have really tiny blue ones. Yeah, I would prefer not splitting them up, only because they are not like my normal solid black eyes, and I don't know that I'll ever make like a mismatch thing again. And if I'll just instead have like one random like blue or one random yellow. Oh my god. Oh, these little ones are obviously meant for a smaller thing, but like that's... Alright, here's what I'll do. Okay, we have the blue, or we have the yellow. They have? Yeah, you're okay. So, yellow eyes, blue eyes. Eyes on the back of its head. I still like both. No worries, Louise. Yellow stand out more, but the blue may be better since the tentacles will be rainbow. See, we could also wait and decide after we do the tentacles, because the two parts will attach together. So this is as closed as it's going to get. So we technically don't have to like make a decision like right this second. So we can wait. They still haven't looked at your car? Ugh. I'm sorry. That's stupid. Have you tried kicking them? That might work. Yeah, things are good. We're just working on a rainbow jellyfish. Well, a scrappy rainbow jellyfish thing. I mean, it's a valid question. Like, why haven't you fixed my car? You've had it for a day and a half. And then you just kick them. You know? Where did my running stitch marker go? In the octopus. Or jellyfish, same thing. This is very valid. I'm liking the yellow. We'll definitely see when the bottoms get done. Like the jelly... Are they jellyfish tentacles as well? Like, is that what they're called? I don't know. I think that we looked this up last time. And I think that they are. Yellow is higher contrast. They're jellyfish tentacles, yeah. I think we discussed it, but can't remember the outcome. I mean, honestly, I feel like that's most of just how stream goes. Just constantly, wait, did we talk about this? Does anyone remember? Yeah, so you just crochet like around it. Like I hold it with my thumb, and then you just put it in between. It's hard to see it with the black, but you put it in between your stitches. So like this is my next stitch here. So I just stitch around it. Make sure you don't stitch through it. Then it makes it harder to pull it out at the end, but yeah. What? Wait, I'm sorry. Oral arms that move prey to their mouth. Disgusting. Who would name it that? Why? Oh, so unfortunate. Hey, Stress, welcome in. That they use like a ew. No, that's so gross. Oh, I hate that. Food arms. I mean, don't we all have food arms? Wait. Existential crisis time. What a subject to be welcomed with. Yeah, come on in. Come on in. Make yourself ill. Oh, goodness. Those are the thicker ones? Interesting. Entering a conversation in progress. We're learning about jellyfish. Yeah. Oh, also, I didn't really get a thought on this. Do you think it's okay if I add another stitch somewhere along here? Because I don't want it to look inappropriate. Do you know what I mean? I don't want it to look like I was able to center it a little better on the booty. I could just leave it blank, but then it feels like, does it feel okay blank? Maybe it's just better not to have a stitch there. It doesn't look bad. Hang on, let me get this out of the way. I think it's better blank too. Yeah. Sometimes when I look at things, like, because it's closer to me, it's harder for me. Like, I look at things and I see it and I'm like, oh God. And then I'm looking at it in the camera and I'm like, oh wait, no, that, because it's further away, I'm like, that looks okay. Like, that looks good. That's a cute monster. Thanks. The only other thing is, should I add just like stitches like that along here? I think that would be too much. Too many stitches. Yeah, that's too many. Right? I wouldn't be able to do them like that, but I could at least make like a black seam. How are you, Susan? What do we think? Should I add another one there? I get that a lot, Minnie. Doesn't need? Okay. Lurk for a bit. No worries. Thank you for lurking. I appreciate it. Oh, I needed that. So this part is how I will attach all of the little rainbow bits. And then it gets put in place. See you later, Louise. Have a good night. Yeah. The candle I think is looking pretty good. I am waiting for excuse me. I am now waiting for safety eyes to arrive, but here is, you know, the general. I can't sew the pieces together yet because I have to put the eye, but I did make a flame, and honestly it makes the candle so much better. Like, I quite enjoy it now. I think that it's perfect. You know, I was really not feeling it before, and now I'm like, oh, it's perfect. It's exactly it. It's precisely what I was expecting. Yeah, that's true, I could. That's how making things goes. It is how it is for me. You are 100% right. I'm making a pattern, like, my mods can attest to this. It'll be in the mod chat, and I'll be like, oh my god, I hate everything about this. I must be on the right path. And it goes from me being like, this is awful, to finally getting just the one part that was making it look awful, and I'm like, that's it. Yeah, no, they could be really pretty for, like, the holidays. And the nice thing too is that you could make them in all different kinds of colors for different holidays, because one thing I don't really like to do is make things too, like, I don't really like to do too many holiday driven things. Like, I'll do a thing here or there. Like, I did do a turkey one year, but I try not to focus, just because we have so many people from all over. But, like, you know, I mean, turkeys are just cute too, even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving. But, like, you could do, like, a blue candle for, like, Hanukkah. There's so many colors with Kwanzaa. Like, it could be really cool to... Yeah. Can I get... No. Okay. That's fine. All right. I feel like maybe the blue one should be a spirally one. Because I might only be able to get like 1 or 2 spirally tentacles on the size of the base. aren't there yet. Hey, you know what? We all start somewhere. It all... I can keep those first projects too, because one day you'll look back and be like, oh my gosh, I've come so far. Coral spiral for sure. I wonder if there's a way I can do the spiral without having... Because normally I have to chain a bunch and then I work into it, but I'm worried that I'll chain too many and then not have enough. No, I get that. I understand. You know what I could do? We can get a little bit technical here. Hold, please. I have a Wii scale. $3 grams. 6 grams. 7. Oh, okay. Alright, so we'll make a curly one with this. And then what I can do is I can like weigh it. The two blues that are touching each other. Which blues we're touching? Like this one? Those two? What's up there? Yeah, it would kind of... What I might end up doing, though, is, like, adding another, like, little bit of, like, a different color. Like, maybe adding a little bit of this purple. Or this blue as well. I don't know if it'll feel like there's enough with just the colors I have picked. How many did I do here? Sticking to one idea? Who does that? It looks like I did 7 or so on the other one, so it might end up being okay. But we're gonna find out. All right. Do you not? Okay. No, no one has ADHD here. Mm-mm. Definitely not. That's the problem. That is exactly the issue. Way too many things that you want to make all the time, every day, and instead you become overwhelmed and you just sit on TikTok or Facebook. Yes. Like, what's that? You're overwhelmed and stressed by the amount of stuff you have to do. Maybe you should just sit here. Watch other people make things. Mm-hmm. Scrolling Reddit. Now I hang out with y'all and it's better. Oh. Yay. Arguing with people on TikTok and the yeah. And then I'm like, well, I can at least like edit videos for my TikToks. And then I don't. I don't know why. I just ADHD, maybe I just can't focus. I don't know. You missed like 4? Oh no. I know what I'm gonna film tonight for Maple. I've had some pretty exciting, he lets me pick him up and hold him now. And pet him like I do Artemis. The worst part is that I'll film stuff and be like, this is perfect for TikTok for whatever. And then I don't do anything with it. And it's just, why am I like this? Maybe I need to like set a schedule. And be like, from this time to this time you do this. And this time to this time you do this. I don't know. I'll lose hours. Yeah. So I could make a coral one that's about this big. Based on the weight difference between the coral and the blue. So it would be smaller, but it wouldn't look necessarily bad. Oh yeah, no, I was like, it might not be a bad idea for me to like schedule periods of time to work on certain things. I think depression has been playing a big hand in not wanting to do anything. So, there's that. Not yet. I'll double check. I'm not looking at my phone while I'm streaming, sir. I'm paying attention. Right? And a collective societal burnout, yeah. Yeah.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
No, I definitely get that, Susan, but I've literally been stuck at 19,200 followers on Maple's account for like 7 months. And it makes me want to cry. Hello, Raiders! Which I know sounds like an absolutely insane amount of followers, and it is. I am fully aware of that. But to not move at all, I'm like, I really just want it to be nice and 20 because I don't like odd numbers, and it's been at 19 for so long, and I'm like, please, please, just 20. Oh goodness. Welcome in, T-Gang Boss. How was your stream? What were you up to today? Let me know. We are working on a jellyfish made with some scrappy yarn. Oh, Patch is going to sing you a song to welcome you. That was beautiful. That would be my Dalmatian Patch, who's just singing you a song to say hello and welcome to my stream. My name is Megan. I am a neurodivergent variety streamer. I mostly cross-stitch, crochet, and knit here, but we do some other crafts like chainmail, miniatures, diamond painting, I don't know, other things. I use she, her pronouns, and yeah, we're working on this scrappy jellyfish with like rainbow tentacles, and it's a good time. Let me know what you were up to today. What were you getting up to in your stream? Your dogs are now awake. I apologize. A cuttlefish teapot? Like with clay? Or... because that's amazing. That is so cool. Okay, so I used to do ceramics. Do you wheel throw the teapot and then build off of it, or is it all hand built? Tell me more. If you have pictures, feel free to share. That's awesome. That is absolutely spectacular. All hand built. That's so cool. I love that. Well, thank you so much for that raid. I really do appreciate it. We do have a raid video to play, but it's going to go right into our stretch break. So I'll play it, and then we're going to do some words on stream while I take a quick stretch, and then I'll be back. If you need to go and do some post-stream self-care, please make sure you do that, T-Gang. Thank you again for bringing your community over here. I appreciate you, and thank you for trusting me with them. We shall have some fun. But first, I hope you enjoy this video, and I will be back in just a few minutes. Say hello to everyone. Say hi. Hi, I'm Megan, and welcome to my stream. We have cats in hats. Dear diary. Dear diary. I dressed as an orange for you. It worked. You're so cute. I can't. Look your face. Nailed it first try. And welcome to my birthday stream.
Less than 3,333,333,333,333. Love my family at the moat.
Artemis is staring into your soul right now. Y'all, look it. You're getting so much maple silliness. Oh, you like the lesbian? Enjoy this video. If you do, make sure you hit that follow button. So, raiders and friends of the moat, I have a question, and that is, are you ready for some shenanigans? /in chat if you are. I'm so sparkly! I'm so sparkly. Wow, okay, that actually worked out perfectly. Ads are about to roll in like 40 seconds, so make sure, friends, that you get something to eat or drink or take a stretch break. We're going to play some words. You won't miss out on anything when ads are playing. So I will be right back. Let's go ahead and kick words on stream butt. Let's go. That was stupid. I'm angry. Oh well. It is what it is. Anyways, happy hump day indeed. Absolutely. I think it needs more glitter. What if instead, do we do the yellow as the tentacle? I didn't really think about like spacing. So if I have red here, what would I make the yellow one? I said that out loud at work yesterday. Fantastic. Absolutely amazing. I guess that's fine. We'll figure it out. What? It needs more what? Huh? Don't worry about it. But I do think it needs more glitter. Do you agree? There you go. You totally should. Crochet with us. Which sounded a lot creepier than I meant it to. Probably because it sounded similar to come play with us or something like that. Unclench and quench. Oh. I guess, if I must. Join us and then never leave. I just want to know, okay, we ask these sorts of things a lot because it makes us all not feel so alone and all of that, but does anybody else, like, wake up and find that they're already clenching? Like, I wake up in the morning and my jaw's already, like, tense. Yes? Okay. 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 I'm glad it's not just me. I'm so sorry that it's also all of you. Clenching already or clench immediately upon waking? Yeah, no, I'm just like, my jaw is clenched, my butt, like, I don't know why I squeeze my legs, but I squeeze my legs. Oh yes, please do. Here, this is where you can join the Discord. Sometimes your head hurts too. Yes, probably even without you saying what. See, I don't grind my teeth, which is good, but I definitely... I don't know what it's like to wake up not super tense. Actually, the one time that I've woken up without being like that was when I fell asleep under a weighted blanket, like my whole body under it. And I realized that, like, I was on my back and I didn't move, like, at all that night. And, or no, I was on my left side. That's right. Because I woke up and it felt like, because I hadn't moved, it was the weirdest sensation. It just felt like all of my blood was on this side of my body. But I was not tense. But, like, I rolled over and I felt so weird. And so, like, it was not fun. So then, of course, I immediately tensed up because I was like, this feels weird and I can't enjoy it. This is why we can't have nice things. In your shoulders. Yeah. My jaw, my shoulders, and I swear, like my butt, my legs and my butt, I'm always like I'm doing it now. I don't know why. Like how do relax? Oh, see, I love a weighted blanket. What I do now is I just sleep with it on my legs because I'm still able to like move around enough that I don't wake up feeling like that. So I'm able to like still get that nice pressure from the weighted blanket, but not like, I think it would be fine if I took like a nap under one, but it just, I think, was too much. I can actually make this a little longer. What did this end up being? Your shoulders are always tense. I'm so sorry. I don't know what it is. I really don't. Relax sounds fake. Fake news. That's not normal. Alert, alert. Why are we not tense? Okay, I'm glad I do that too. Like all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm actually not like in, okay, this feels pretty good. I had to go to learn how to unclench. It's so common. Yeah. I think that I do that too, honestly. Better posture hurts, yeah. Just prolongs the issues, the struggle. It is. It's such a freaking struggle. It's such a struggle. Shoulder tension club? So much so that you couldn't crochet for a while. Yep. I get repetitive strain injury. Gotta take breaks. It's important. That's honestly, the words on stream breaks have been so helpful for me. Just to put it down for 5 minutes every hour and like stretch and move and not be sitting in the exact same position has helped a ton. I'm the one that taught you about that. Oh, I'm honored. Feels like you're trapped or something. No, I can understand that, Wish. I can absolutely understand that. Like, they're very nice for like pressure, but like I've used the weighted blanket. It was originally James's and then I stole it. But I've used it before for panic attacks and stuff too, and that has helped just from, again, like the weight of it. And I wonder if, you know, something like that, it could be beneficial, but you know, not everyone likes the same things. A medical shoe. Just healing a tiny fracture. Got it. Yeah. There's way more molar repair since the pandemic from everyone stress clenching. Interesting. Interesting. Time to stand up. Oh, I hate when it does that, like when you're like falling asleep. I don't sleep with my smartwatch on. Or if I do, I make sure that my phone is on sleep mode, because then it like pairs with your watch and it won't be like, time to stand up, and you're like, shut up. Do not tell me what to do. But yeah, I mean, just because that goes off, it's easy to ignore. When I have to like put the work down to turn on the words on stream and all that, I'm like, well, I already have it put down. I might as well stand up now. I might as well take a couple of deep breaths and try to relax my shoulders just to have them immediately clench again. Not very smart of it to know you're not sleeping. To be fair, my Apple Watch is the 2nd generation one. I think they're up to like 14 or something now. I don't know. It's something crazy, and I'm just like... Mine was a hand-me-down too from James. Because he wasn't able to wear it at work. So he was like, here you go. Except when it vibrates and wakes you up. I hate that. Like, if I'm curious about how I'm sleeping, I might wear it, but otherwise it sits on my nightstand. Not doing that. Fitbit had to set it to only remind you to move during the hours I expect to be awake. Most recent. Nice. I think my favorite thing is that Patch now knows my alarm clock sounds. So when the first one goes off and I snooze it, and I have one that goes off 5 minutes later, and as soon as that one that goes off 5 minutes later, they're two different sounds, he jumps out of bed and he's like, "Good morning, Mom." And I was like, how? So I can't snooze that one and go back to sleep because he's like, "I'm here and I'm so happy you're here." I do. I do. I have a little wiggle alarm. He's like, "Hi, I'm here and I love you so much." And hi. And you're like, "I just want 5 more minutes." And he says, "No, you're lying. I know you're lying. You're going to go back to sleep for 3 hours." And you're like, "Damn. You're right, you're right." Cat is the alarm. She smacks you in the face. Oh my god. Can't really snooze that. You have a oh, on your cat. I thought you said your calico clock at first, and I was like, wait, there's an alarm clock that looks like a cat? About an hour earlier than the... Yeah. That means Mom is getting out of bed. Oh my god. Bap on the mouth. Oh. Oh, I love that Minnie. His alarms. Oh. In the house. Oh, they think they're gonna get food. That's hilarious. Animals are great. They're just such a bunch of weirdos. She is an alarm clock, just not a functional one. Gotcha. I'm very lucky that Artemis doesn't do that. Coco was like your cat Minnie, where she was like, why is the alarm going off? She didn't want to get out of bed. It was funny because in our apartment, the dogs used to have to sleep in their crates because we had a sliding glass door that led to our backyard, and they would stand and they would bark at people or other animals, and Patch would jump on the door. It just was not a great situation. So they had their kennels, and that's where they stayed when we were like out of the house or at night, until we got them trained to sleep nicely in the bed together, because they used to just wrestle each other. But the alarm would go off in the morning and Patch would be, ready to go. Even on weekends, because I worked as a crossing guard, so I'd have to get up early in the morning to cross, kiddos as they went to school. And on weekends, Patch would be like, "It's time to wake up." And I'm like, "It's not, though. I promise you, it's really not." And he was like, "Don't care, it's time." And I would go out there and Coco would just be like, "Why?" Like, she'd just be out. And there would be mornings where, like, I would open up her crate and she's like, "I'm not getting up." So I'd take Patch out and, like, let her sleep. I'm like, "No, I get it. I understand." It's raining or very windy. Especially if I actually need to get up to do something. See, it is funny because I'm like, oh, well, you know, Artemis, we have our bedroom door closed at night because Patch is in there with us, so Artemis can have the run of the house. And I was like, oh, I don't know if she would bother us while we're sleeping. That's actually a lie. I do know what she would do, because one of the things that we've been trying to do is have her out more, even during the day. So, like, when I'm in, like, if James is sleeping, sometimes because he has, like, a night shift or whatever. And so I have Patch on the other side of the baby gate with me, and I'll just let her out to, like, wander around. Hang on. Well, we have, camera on, like, the, where Patch is. Like, his little bed. But this was one of those times where she was out and James was in bed trying to sleep, and she was just like, come on, camera. Are you kidding me? She's like sticking her head under the blanket and she's like, I'm just gonna sit. Like, she's just like looking at him like, what's doing, Dad? This was like my favorite, was because she appeared from under the bed, like she had been sleeping under there. If you watch, there she comes, big stretching out from under the bed. Big stretching. And this was like after, James sleeps like a flopping fish. And so he had made like a bunch of noise, so she came out to investigate, and she's like, what is happening? Hold on. See, he's like moving again, and she's like, what the heck? And then she's like, are you okay? And she's just like, I'm gonna go up there and see what's happening. Because it sure sounds like a party. Look at your little foot. And she was like, hi. What's happening up here? So I definitely think that she would, I don't know that she would like wake us up, but she would definitely be like, what are we doing? And like, oh, that's so cute. She did. She looked under that blanket like, and I have a feeling if James was a more sound sleeper, she probably would have gone under the blanket. But considering how much he moves, it's a good thing that she didn't, because she probably would have just gotten, like, kicked in the mouth. So this is how humans sleep. They are. My favorite... I had taken a picture. I don't know where it went. Is that she decided to have a bath right next to his head while he was sleeping. I was in the living room watching this all on like the camera, laughing my ass off, because it was just like, he was so asleep and she's like, I'm gonna clean my butt. It was just great. Oh no, poor kitty. This was also great too. Was she did just like lie down on top of him. And he had like grabbed his phone and sent me a text and was like this very tired text. He's like, look in the bedroom. And then, of course, because now he got woken up, he had to go and pee, and she immediately laid in the spot where he had been. She was like, perfect, thanks, Dad. This is so warm. All a part of the plan. Yup. It's true. You've been lurking while trying to crochet? What are you trying to crochet? Artie is a certified sweetie. It's official. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. A blanket? Ooh. Smushy? God, that's a great name. A blanket? Nice. But I agree. I'm constantly just in shock that she lived outside and is the cat that she is. Like, that she's just such a gentle, calm cat. I love the name Smushy. It's a good name. Try to finish up a fidget cup. Ooh, that'd be cool. Fate Studio, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. What should I do with the yellow? Should I make another curly Q one? Here's where we're at right now. Hold on. And we also haven't decided for sure on the eyes. We have these yellow ones, and we've got... I feel like it needs to have like another long one. It's supposed to be a jellyfish, so I think another longer. Maybe one like this, but longer. Oh, you can't see the orange one I'm pointing to. Maybe another one like the orange one, but just make it longer. Like a little thicker. Keeps you going and working on the blanket. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad that it helps. I should switch. No. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay. I mean, I could technically put another curly one there because it's like alternating. Oh, big stretches. A sweet girl. Yeah. You're such a sweet baby. The other thing that I could do, if we wanted to add more like texture, is I could make a chain like this with each of the legs that has the curly Q. Like I have enough yarn if it feels like it's not enough. Like if it feels like we need some more things. I don't know. I don't know how another curly one would look. I don't know if that would make it too... One more curly one and then some long thin ones. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. Yes, extra texture. I did some math. Okay. So that's a little more than this one, so we can get away with making it about that long. Yeah, we could make the other, like the pink and the blue ones, long like the purple. Make the curly one a bit longer. I should have enough. Yeah, I'll have enough. What time is it? 5:33. Yeah, I do too. She has her head on her mouse. That's her favorite toy. Sweet girl. I know. Precious baby. And one under her butt. Mm-hmm. It's a little in front of her. It does look like it's under her butt, but... Oops. Trying to think of what I need to... Oh, okay. I'm like, what was it that I needed to do? And then I remembered. Hooray. Good story.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
KB! Hello! How are you? How was your stream? Oh. Goodness, that is hot. Are you in Australia, Annette? Ooh. Welcome in, KB, Fiber, and Friends. Made some blanket yarn hats. Ooh. So some real thick, fluffy hats. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for bringing your community over. I appreciate it. My name is Megan. I am a neurodivergent variety crafter. I mostly cross-stitch, crochet, and knit, and I do other things like miniatures, diamond painting. I actually have been really wanting to diamond paint, so I am planning. We have a sale coming this Friday. All the little spooky things and scrap buddies will be up for sale, and I have some Halloween crafts. You know, some simple things I got from the craft store, but I kind of want to do some variety crafts on Friday and maybe even like next week too, just because I feel like it would be nice to do a little bit of something different before the big holiday push comes, if that makes any sense. Oh, it's that hot. Oh my gosh. That's disgusting. This time of year, that's horrible. I'm thinking that you're in like Australia where it's summer. Oof. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I'm fascinated by how you're making that spiral. The spirals are very intense on your hands. I will say that. That's why the octopus creations are a little more expensive. But It does look pretty cool. Heat waves in fall and in winter and then wild. Yeah. Thought you were making a real long bit, but suddenly it's curling. Yup. It was super long. And now it's curly. It was in the hundreds. Ugh. Yuck. Yeah, I like having all the seasons, and I just don't like super high heat. Like I can't live in like Florida or Texas or someplace where it doesn't get cold. Now, I could live somewhere where it was cold and it didn't get very hot. I'd be fine with that. Guess I won't be bothering to learn how to crochet sweaters. You could find some nice, like, lacy tops, though, that you could wear over, like, a camisole or tank top or something. KB, by the way, friend, if you have to go and do post-stream stuff, you know, self-care, critter care, unwinding, please make sure that you do that. If you're able to hang out, though, you're always welcome. Do you ever, like, look at your pet when they're sleeping and you just want to go over there and cover them in kisses and just pick them up and snuggle them, but you also are reminding yourself that let them sleep? Just don't poke that sleeping bear. Because I'm looking at her right now and all I keep thinking is I just want to go over there and scoop her up and just... I mean, she'd let me, but then she'd also be walking all over my desk and harassing me. So instead, I shall look at her cuteness from afar. Only all the time. She's a baby sleeping. Never wait. Yeah, exactly. Wait a second, she heard the chair creak. Yeah. Patch is a very light sleeper. He's, well, I guess that comes with him being anxious, and that makes sense. He wakes up as soon as you're moving. Now, he doesn't always get up, but he does at least open his eyes and see what's going on. She doesn't care, which again, it's amazing how quickly she went from outdoor cat to just, yes, fine, indoor cat. Like, I can just have a really deep sleep. What is the CC program / app you use? It is neither. It is this. It's the same creator who did the pronoun extension. Absolutely fantastic. It's free. You do have to have your web browser open and it listening to you while you're streaming or recording or whatever. So it's unfortunately not built into my streaming software. It's in another window. Sleeps so deeply sometimes you can move her head and she doesn't wake. And then I panic and I have to wait. I have to wake her. That would be my guinea pigs. when we had guinea pigs, as they were getting older, they would have really deep sleeps too. And they like to sleep in these things that we call pigloos. They're igloos for guinea pigs. Pigloos. And so I would like peek in and, you know, Pip would be like on his side, just like, you know, out. And I'd be like, "You good there, bud? Pip?" I'd lift the pigloo and he would, and you're like, and then it's like, "Hello, what? Hello?" Then I feel bad because it was just a deep sleep, yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, I don't think that it takes up a lot of, like, your system, but I definitely understand streaming on an old, computer. Yeah, there's only so much it can take. Put it back. Oh. Head hangs off the window lid. Amazing. Alright, what do we think? Should I add a few more longer bits like the green? See, now it's funny because I was going to say I could do like a different color purple, a different color blue, a different, but I originally was thinking about doing different shades of the blue, yellow, and the pink, but I only have different shades of blue. So I could add a different shade of the blue. I have red. I could add a little bit of red too. But I don't have a different color yellow. More long bits. Yeah. So asleep the other day. She was, oh. Red and blue would also, okay. And the dark purple. Yeah. We could do the dark purple like the orange where it's thicker and longer. I just don't want it to look too crowded. So let's start with this blue first.
I found my people.
Mothman Stan, thank you for that follow. Welcome in. I think this blue over this one. It's just more in that like group. Yeah, so I already have a long and skinny purple, so I was thinking if I did another purple, maybe I would do it like the orange, which is that it was only that long because that was all the orange I had. So the purple is already pretty long, so I don't know if I'll add, let me add a blue first, and then we can add a red if we still feel like we need more. It's going to be one of those, just add a little bit at a time. No, I have some multicolor yarn. Like, that's another option, is I do have... There isn't any multicolor on this. I have a pink and white. I have this blue and teal. And this purple-blue combo. But I don't know if that's too much. I heard jellyfish and came running. Amazing. Welcome in. Welcome. Oh my goodness. I feel like adding the multicolor might make it too busy. Yeah, no, I agree. I like the multi-pink too. I do want to make, you know, more of these. We just might not... We might be able to make one more tomorrow. I'll see. And if not, then it'll just be for the next sale. Oops. Because I'm going to use up all of this scrap yarn. And then we can just do more whenever I have, you know, more little things to scrap. I'll keep like a bag. It's hard because a lot of times when I have small skeins of yarn like this, I'm like, well, that's still enough to add, you know, several things to a crochet friend, so I wouldn't put it in the scrap. But like if I frog a, you know, part of something, like how I did with these where it's already cut, then I'll stick it to the side. Like 400 Sharpies? Oh my goodness. I thought I had a lot of Sharpies. Okay, we now have a long blue one. We need to add more length. So, what do we think? Do the red or the dark purple? Because we already have a one long purple one. So I'm thinking maybe we do the red. Since we already have red. Red. And then if we still feel like it needs more, we'll do the purple. Oh, that camera gets blurry. Okay, hold on. She's snoring. Let me see if I can't get video. I'm dying. Hang on. You can hear it. I'll post it in the Discord. I can't handle her and her cuteness. I really can't. It's because her paw right now is over her nose, and so as she's breathing in, she's snoring. I think I'm a dragon. I can't imagine someone not being okay with you borrowing their Sharpies. As long as you give them back. And if you, like, use it up, then you have to buy another one. Like... Now, if they use your fabric scissors to cut plastic or something, I can understand being upset. Well, hi, honey. I didn't know you were listening in.
Hi.
Hi. Little Miss is snoring and it's adorable. And then they disappear? Okay, well then it sounds like you get to buy new things. If they disappear. That's what I hear. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. He also used it to cut the dog bone. Do you remember that one? Because I do. You took these scissors and you used it to cut a piece of rubber that the dog had chewed off of his bone. Not anymore. That's a couch sleep, that is. I'm glad that chat understands. Alright. I think that's pretty good for our jellyfish friend. We got long, we got short, we got curly. Unless you think I should make one more like this one. Because it's the only one like that. But I don't mind. Unless you all are like, no, it needs Buddy. One more like that. That's okay. Sometimes you just need a break. Thanks, Kit Kat. I think that makes us even. Oof. Rip. And how are we feeling about the yellow eyes? Do we like them, or do we want to revisit the blue? Okay. I like the yellow. It has a creepy feel to it. Yeah, the blue kind of has like a very... a very stare kind of feel. Or I have like cat eyes. And then headbutting you, oh my god. Well, it's also going to have... it'll be glow in the dark, but it'll also have, just like these ones have stitching along them. See you later, Bree! Just like these have stitching, this one's going to have white stitching instead, where the black and the navy meet. So it'll have white, and someone mentioned glow in the dark. It will have the ruffle, it's just going to have the ruffle as it's joined. Like when I join the top and the bottom piece together, that's where I put the ruffle. So it will be there though. It's just not right now. Let's just give it cat eyes. You know, I don't hate it. What if they were like... Yeah, it'll have like the stitches kind of like a mouth and all of that. Cat squid. Cat squid. I love the cat eyes though. But which way? Like normal? I mean, they can be turned, so... Oh my god. I like them normal. I made it cute somehow. No, I get that. I can understand. I agree. I think it works for some reason. I'm not going to question it. I'm not. I'm just gonna... I'll just attach it. And that'll be that. Now, what I can do... Actually, let me check on ads. Okay, you have a couple of minutes. Where is my glow-in-the-dark yarn? If you were my glow-in-the-dark yarn, where would you be? The last place I would think to look, right? And this is a sign I need to clean my office. Turn off your lights and see if that helps. I'm dying. Hold on. I can't. I did. Oh! Sorry, there was a brief power outage where I didn't lose the internet. It's fine. Don't question it. You didn't see anything. I just wanted to show you how nice and relaxing my office is this time of night with the lights off. I will absolutely sit here at my desk in the dark around this time and just like, it's a vibe. Figure I'll do the white stitching before I put the eyes on, just so that way I don't have to worry about accidentally like the backs being in the way. But I do have the holes where the eyes will be, so there you go. Yeah, never any doubt. Oh heck, ads are about to start. All right, we'll do one more stretch break, ad break, and then we'll finish this part up, because then all that's left is the assembly, and I can do that off stream. That way we can get this done and ready for the sale. Sound good? I think so. All right, I will be right back and we will finish this up. Thank you all so much. Go ahead, get a drink, get a snack, go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Alrighty. James is here, and Artemis is getting snuggles, and everyone's happy. My desk is a mess. I'm gonna clean it off after this. Yeah, she's been cozy, girl. She's been snuggle baby. Also, this is going to be so cute, I think. I'm thinking to put like a stitch. Almost like a nose. And these stitches will glow in the dark, which will be really fun. Looks like teeth, I know. Oh my god, no, actually I kind of hate that. Because it looks like a really awful nose, so we're gonna remove that. That's not the vibe. Oh wow, that's crazy. I'm glad that you're going to be able to get your paints though. Oh man, this is something else. Okay, that works better for the stitch. Are we not liking this? I feel like maybe we're not.
You want chicken nuggets and fries?
Yeah, if you want to do that. We can do that.
I meant from the store.
Oh. Like what, like in the air fryer?
No, I meant me go get them.
From a rest, like...
Yes.
You said the store. I'm thinking the ones we have in the freezer. I mean, we could do those too. If you don't want to get into actual clothes.
Yeah, maybe we just do those. I'm feeling particularly lazy.
I'm not sure how I feel about it now. You're imagining vertical stitches? What, like this more up and down and not slanted? Because these ones are a mix of like slanted and straight, so I can... Yeah, I feel like people are not liking this, so we can undo it. We can also figure it out tomorrow. Oh, I don't know how I would do a whole bunch of horizontal or vertical stitches. Because it's going along the seam where the color changes. So... It sounds like you didn't. That's fine. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Although, I mean, honestly, this is like a whole mood. Just this part here. Just a little, like...
I like how her front is lobed and her back is standing.
She's like, my booty scratches feel so good. Oh, yeah, but see, I was trying to go along where the color change was, so I wasn't going to like do it randomly, if that makes sense. Yeah, James gets his stitches out tomorrow. That will be nice for him. Yeah, it's a little vampire jellyfish. I mean, honestly, we could totally do that. I do like it as just a mouth. Huh.
Oh, sorry. That shocked me too, but tis. Literally. We have a new Andor.
I don't want to watch that tonight.
Okay. I'm just saying we have one.
Yeah, but see, sometimes what I'm imagining doesn't come out the way that I'm thinking. And I won't be keeping this. It will be for sale. So it's important to get opinions from other people, because when I make things that people say they want me to, but I don't get opinions from everyone, we get things like the pomegranate friend who's still sitting and waiting. And things, you know, it's just niche stuff that people won't necessarily be interested in. And I really don't want to... Like, I'm shocked that we still have 3 spooky friends from last. Like, I'm a little concerned about that. Because I just got the bag of stuff down. And now I'm like, ugh. That's gonna build back up. Are vampire jellyfish a thing? Oh my god.
I love it.
It's supposed to be attached to like a jellyfish body, but this is becoming more of like...
I would almost leave it without the tentacles.
That's what I made.
Oh, I know.
The teeth, the little noms. It's so cute. I like this a lot. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stick with that. Alright. Fantastic. Reminds me of Toothless. What? Yes. She baby.
Fully resting.
Yes.
Like her chin's on my knee.
Yep. She's cozy. I don't know Pixel and Sophie, no. No vampire jellyfish, but there are vampire squids. Yeah, but this isn't really squid tentacles. Squidward tentacle? Never mind. This is when, like, we end up making this into something else, and then I have to make, like, a whole nother jellyfish head for this body. Or for the tentacles. Alright, see you later. There's a vampire jellyfish now. It's true. Hang on, I gotta get eyes both facing the right way. I hate when that happens. There we go. Hooray! Alright. No, did you not hear? I saw your drawing. I had responded. But maybe you didn't hear me because you had cats all over you, which is understandable. Oh, yeah, gotcha. Honestly, my cat, like, Artemis has the longest canines I've ever seen in a cat, ever. It's really ridiculous. And then Maples stick out sometimes, but, like, hers, hold on, I'm gonna find this picture and then we're gonna go on a read. There's her, here we go. Look at her big yawn the other day. Look at those canines. They're insane. They are so long. All right. Right? They're crazy long. Okie doke. Well, thank you all so, yeah, they are. Her teeth. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's roll some end credits. I really appreciate it, especially those of you who stick around to the very end to go on raids with us. Nothing makes me sadder than everyone leaving right at the end. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope that you have a wonderful time zone. Remember to eat something, drink some water, take any meds you have to take. Be kind to yourself, be kind to other people. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same crafts. Goodbye.